Hello everybody, welcome back to some more Planet Coaster, working on our science fiction park. Today we continue progress on the post-apocalyptic area, and I love how it comes out. If you guys do too, make sure you hit that like button. It's the best way of letting me know that you're enjoying and want to see more Planet Coaster in the future. This episode was taken from the live stream we did over on YouTube to celebrate the launch of Planet Coaster. It was a very fun live stream for a little over 3 hours. We checked out the career mode a bit. It was alright. I prefer the sandbox mode, and you guys know me, I prefer the building aspects over the management aspects of the game, and honestly the management aspects are a little bit lacking. That's the most valid criticism I've seen of this game. I really didn't enjoy it, but oh well. I know some people are, some people aren't. I'm just having fun building, so that's what I'm going to focus on. The first thing I wanted to do was a little entrance area for a post-apocalyptic area, so I decided to put this big shack in the middle here. Just trying out some random things. And I think it came out pretty cool looking. Again, trying to make it look very derelict and thrown together. Kind of randomly askew, not everything in perfect place. Like someone yelled at me in the previous episode because there was the building I used, one of the buildings I put down in the crater had two different types of wood on it. He said the roof molding piece was the wrong type of wood. I was like, okay, well, it's supposed to be the wrong type of wood. I didn't actually respond because it's a stupid comment. But anyway, it was pretty funny. So yeah, everything's not supposed to be perfect. There we go. Continue to work on this, kind of wrapping around with the wood like we like to do. Again, I mentioned it before, I love these metal roofs. They work so well in this area. It's awesome. Very cool looking. And we had a bunch of cool ideas from viewers during the stream that we implement in this video, so we'll be getting to those at some point. Over here, we're just kind of experimenting, trying to find cool metal things to put on here, just because I did want some metal pieces kind of scattered around, so I decided to put this little front piece there. And not one on the back. There you go. And then I've noticed in the stream that there were a couple more pieces that I did not notice they added to the game. It was very sneaky. And here I was trying to change the time just so I could see the front was nice and lit up, because it was a weird facing part of the building that it just was never in sunlight unless it was like 9 AM. So that's why we're a little bit earlier in the day in the video. Don't know why that's relevant. Well, whatever. Who knows? This video, I feel like we didn't get too much done. Just because, well, this is probably going to be a shorter version of the video than normal. I was kind of rushed today. I actually found out that my brother was randomly flying into Chicago for a business meeting, so he was here for like about 24 hours, so we managed to go hang out with him for a bit. So that was fun. So I didn't really have too much time to work on this, so it's going to be a rather shorter episode, but I think we got some interesting stuff done. The next episode, we're going to work on a rapids ride. People really want the river rapids ride, so we're going to add one of these here. It's mostly going to be underground. It's going to peek out from underground some places, but it's mostly going to be underground. It's going to be kind of like a dark ride. We're going to do like triggered events, things like that. Maybe some sort of like underground society that worships Chief Beef, like a vault or something. I thought that'd be pretty fun to do, so we're going to add that. I love these hanging wires they added in the sci-fi parts. Look how cool that looks. I'm going to put these literally everywhere in this section of the park. I think they're really cool. And they add a lot of nice visual interest. You guys know I love that. And then here I'm realizing, wait, those stairs are the wrong way. I don't know how I didn't notice that at first. I felt really, really stupid in the middle stream. Someone's like, hey, your stairs are the wrong way. I was like, oh, well, what do you know about that? Look at them go. I don't know how stairs work, okay? Stairs are confusing. I thought you were supposed to step on the really thin part, not the big, flat, wide part. Because I'm an idiot. Oh, well, we all make mistakes. Except for me, I'm perfect. My perfection comes from my incredible sense of modesty. I'm the modest person in the universe. I got a comment from a video that someone said, because apparently in the video I called myself a nice guy. I was like, I'm a pretty nice guy. And the guy in the video, or the comment said, it's calling yourself a really nice guy. It's kind of egotistical. And so naturally I responded, I'm the nicest goddamn person in the universe. And then the joke went right over their head, and they're like, oh my god, you responded. I was like, I mean, I thought it was a funny joke. Didn't right over your head, or you didn't care. I love bantering with people in the comments, but half the time they don't respond, and the other half they're just like, oh, gee, you responded. I like banter, guys. Let's banter together, shall we? Leave me your best banter in the comments. I don't know what exactly it's gonna be, but there you go. Let's banter in the comments, shall we? There we go. Now what are we doing? Ooh, someone had a really cool idea to use the shapes and make a bomb out of them. So I have no idea what nuclear bombs are supposed to look like, but I was just kind of going with a standard bomb look in my head, what it's supposed to look like, and it comes out pretty cool looking. It's a little bit too clean. Like, it's too clean and shiny. I wish these pieces had textured options. I know it's asking for a lot, but just some sort of texture I think would have made it pretty cool. But it still works. It's a nice little bomb. And I originally wanted to make the bomb and then put the like the nuclear radiation symbol on it. I was having trouble making the symbol. You see me try here. I couldn't quite figure out how to make that symbol. We tried a couple of things, but I ended up just foregoing it. Not to mention because the fact since this thing is round, it'll just hang off the side. It won't really fit. So it's okay. It kind of looks like a Pokeball or something. What does that look like? There's a symbol that looks like that. I'm not sure what. We decided just to go with this. Relatively simple. And then we put one on the roof and put a little cone on it. I was like, no, this works. So we go and just save that random scenery. We put one on the roof and then we put one. Someone had a cool idea to bury one in the ground. We do that later. I didn't like it right up there on the roof, so I decided to put it over on this overhang and then kind of make it like it's leaning up against the top. It's kind of hanging out up there. And I thought that was pretty cool looking. Someone had an idea to stick one in the ground and then kind of raise the edge around it. I do need to raise the edges on this crater. Someone actually brought that up. If you guys watched the first video, I did try and raise it a bit. It wasn't super successful. You can't really see it too much, so I probably will raise the crater quite a bit. And then someone had an idea to put some smoke in it, just to kind of make like it's smoldering, which really doesn't make sense, especially if this is supposed to be like hundreds of years after the nuclear war, but whatever. It works. It's smoking for some reason. Who knows why? I just thought it was cool. We also put some sparks on it later, just for some fun little effects. Decided to kind of bring this area in with some little mountains in the background. Well, not really mountains, just hills. Things like that. I cut over here. I decided to wrap around this path all the way around so I can kind of get an idea for what we want to do. For the entrance area for the river rapids ride, we're probably going to have to squeeze that underground somewhere as well. Maybe just off this path somewhere and just contain most of it underground. It's going to be a little tough, but I did want to put a flat ride down here, so I decided to take the Cycola, this cool little alien looking spinning thing, and raise it up a little bit and then kind of blend it in with some of the buildings. You'll see how we do that soon. And I think it actually came out pretty cool looking. I like it. I say that a lot in these videos. Pretty cool. I really want to work with the sort of the verticality, kind of inspired again by the Megaton buildings from Fallout 3, where they're kind of on stilts and stacked on top of each other. So we will definitely try and use that as inspiration in this area and try and not necessarily emulate it, but like I said, use it as inspiration. Over here, I decided to do something I tried in the steampunk area, which is just grab a single piece like this and then rotate it. This time I decided to go off-grid and not make it perfectly gridded, rather just have it kind of randomly placed, because again, we want things to kind of look like haphazardly thrown together and not specifically planned out. And that's my excuse for just being lazy. I just do this. Oh, see, that's the best excuse for us. Oh, it's not supposed to be straight. It's supposed to be all bad looking. Hooray for incompetence and cutting corners. Things like that. So it actually comes out pretty well looking. It's not a perfect circle, but it's not bad. We'll raise it up a little bit there. Just put some random wood pieces on it to kind of make it a little bit more interesting rather than just the flat wood. But I like it. And then we end up putting a little balloon shop over there as well. For some reason, people weren't going to that ride. I was really confused there for a second. I'm like, why does no one ride on my ride? Here, I wanted this shop to kind of go underneath it and pretend like it's kind of attached. Kind of like a really odd-shaped building with this ride on top. So we were kind of successful with that. Again, using these awesome metal roofs. So very cool looking. Here, I gotta find a nice little corner to fill in that area. There we go. Looking good. And for some reason, so I put this freaking balloon shop in here, and I could not get the path to connect to it. So I'm like, okay, we'll just make this its own path. So it's kind of wonky looking, but it's alright. And someone also had a great idea, I don't know why I didn't think of it, to make these natural paths instead of the gravel. And I'll probably try and do that. I was having some trouble. I don't remember if it's in this video, if we tried at some point, but it was being really weird. It wasn't quite letting me change the path in some sections. So I'll try it again. We'll see if I can get it to work. The system. They changed the system when you copy pieces off of a building. It no longer snaps to the grid. It's kind of annoying. It's kind of actually really annoying. I was complaining about it during the live stream. It's not bad because you can hit X now and place them more like intentionally, but it's still kind of confusing. I kind of prefer the old system. I'm not sure if this is a bug. I don't think so, because it is in full release, so it might be a planned feature. I'm not sure. We'll have to investigate that further. Taking our little loony balloon sign. It is a little big and gaudy and bright than the other signs in the area, but it works. So there you go. We got the entrance area and the little ride done in there. And then up here, I wanted to do something like this for a while. So the plan was to put some kind of old and decrepit buildings on the outside of this. And so I went with this really plain, rough concrete walls that they added to the game. And then just very plain skyscrapers. And so we actually had a lot of fun with this, trying to figure out ideas. Because some people had cool ideas to take these skyscrapers and they kind of tilt them over. And unfortunately, since they are gridded pieces, you can't do that. It's kind of upsetting because it would have looked really cool. Like, we end up putting some on their side by just building the building on its side. But I think these things come out pretty cool looking. They're really plain. I think they work well as set pieces. So definitely let me know what you guys think. So we build the whole thing, and I was like, wait, we're going to make a copy of it first. And then we're just going to start punching holes in it. There we go. Again, I put a lot of detail in these things that people won't really see because, I mean, they're so far away. They're not really anywhere people are going to go. I'm sure people will say I should put a drop ride in these. They're not quite big enough. Drop rides need a very large radius around them. Like, it'd probably have to be 2 or 3 times wider than this to actually fit even the smallest drop rides in there. So that probably won't work. I guess I can make like one giant building, but I kind of wanted to have the majority of this section of the park contained in the crater, and then these are on the outskirts just as like decoration. So that was the main idea here. But I may consider it. I'll mess around. Because the hours you guys see me build in these time lapses, so these do take hours. It's not considering the other hours where I'm in the game just messing around with stuff and like trying to just see what works. Because there's a lot, I don't actually build anything off camera, but I do a lot of testing and just seeing what themes I'm able to accomplish with these things. So I still need to test the Fantastic Voyage stuff just to see if that'll work. I'm hesitant about that. I don't think it's gonna work super well, but I'm still gonna try it out. I haven't had a chance to kind of really experiment with the pieces, but we'll see. I hope it works out, because that'd be cool to do. But we'll see. If it does, we may do the river rapids in that area and then do the log flume here, because a lot of people had the cool idea to kind of do a log flume as like the bloodstream. We could just like paint it red, or not the log flume, sorry, the river rapids. But actually, either of those would work. Either of those could be pretty good. And then we could do like Anatomy Park on Rick and Morty with the Pirates of the Pancreas. That'd be pretty cool. If we can get it to work. Again, this is all tentative. I don't like how either of those words sound. Just seeing how those buildings look while kind of sweeping around through there. And Saturday came out alright. Doing some decorations out here. Trying to make these rocks. I picked these rocks just because they kind of look like rubble. They're not the sandstone rocks. I don't remember the names of these ones. There's so many new rocks. I like it. I just don't remember the names. Like, I know the oh my god, I did it again. The deciduous rocks. I keep wanting to say like deciduous. That's not a word. Deciduous rocks. I recognize those because those are the ones we actually use down here. They're kind of green. I don't know these ones. And then I was like, oh, we can save the whole thing as a blueprint and then tilt it over. No, you can only rotate it on one axis. You can't actually turn it over, so that's a little annoying. And up here I decided to put some of these falling dirt pieces. Again, they're so far away, no one's gonna see them. Look at that, we have oil spouts. So that's something new they added to the game in the release. They snuck a few little things in there. They're pretty cool looking. Just oil everywhere, so that'd be good in like a old west town. I think that'd be cool. Yeah, I'm excited. And then here, we decided to put a building on its side. So we're just gonna build it like it's already fallen over. It works. You know, it kind of looks like it's a building that's supposed to be like that, but having the sideways windows and then especially the sideways doorway at the bottom kind of helps that illusion be successful. You'll see what I mean in a little bit when we get to it. But now we're doing the floors and ceilings, which are actually the walls. What? Crazy. My mind is blown. Not really. And then some more windows, kind of just sparingly chucking them around. Then we gotta add the doors in the middle. There you go. So that definitely helps having the door on the side there, or on its side, so you can kind of get that idea. Then I'm gonna put that there and then raise the ground underneath it. There you go. So it might be fun to have the river rapids rides kind of peek out in between these buildings up top. That might be pretty cool. And then I was just gonna take these guys and then just kind of spread them around there, change their heights, things like that. Just the one save time, keep it consistent. And as long as I rotate them like They're just supposed to be like background pieces, so I think it's okay that the same building. I really didn't want to have to build different skyscrapers and stuff all over the place. I think keeping it nice and consistent. You can imagine it's like a dystopian future, or it's like city blocks and all the buildings look exactly the same. So kind of imagine it was like that. It wasn't a happy society that ended, believe you me. And then people in the comments had cool ideas to put things like campfires and stuff on the inside, kind of make like people are starting to live there again. And I said, that's pretty cool. We're going to limit the green lights to the inside of the crater, just because that's where the radiation is and all the goo. The precious goo. But I think this area is coming up pretty cool. We'll definitely do a lot more scenery and stuff on the outside to kind of finish that off. But it's pretty sweet looking. I can't wait to finish it with you guys. If you have any suggestions for the post-apocalyptic area, make sure you leave them in the comments below. Also hit that like button if you did enjoy and want to see more in the future. Happy Friday. I'll see you next time. Bye.